Hey guys, and welcome back yet again to another episode of What the Scrap. I am Zmore, the dad and dad plays stuff, and today we're tackling the resource that is aluminium, or aluminum if you're American. But before we get into that, don't forget to leave a like and a comment, and if the video helps you in any way, subscribe for more in the future. So I won't lie, this resource is sparse. The places you can get it in decent amounts are few and far between, but there are a few places that I can advise. First off, we have the location Abandoned Mineshaft 1 located in the bottom left hand of the map. When you arrive, you're going to find some scorched and potentially feral ghouls that are going to need removed from the area before you can begin your harvesting. Now overall, there are around 14 veins that you can harvest, and 6 of these are around the base of the cliff that are looming over the shaft. There's 4 above this area on the cliff on the side, and a final 4 that we will need to return back to the mineshaft area and then jump over the cliff to the south to find. Overall, yeah, getting you a decent amount of aluminium. Now next up we have the Big Bend Tunnel. There are 2 entrances into this area, and I'll be honest, it doesn't matter which one you pick, you will end up in the same place regardless in order to mine these resources. But first you're going to need to clear out some enemies. Now rather than show you the whole tunnel, let's cut to the chase. And this area I consider to be the main area of the entire dungeon, and it is the area in which the event Riding Shotgun will normally spawn the 3-star legendary Blood Eagle Captain. Now, from this part of the tunnel, you're best to travel down a mine shaft. Along there you're going to find a bunch of tunnel outcrops, and inside usually 11 veins of ore alongside a bunch of mole miners that you're going to need to kill. Now unfortunately, unlike lead, you can actually yield less scrap than ore with this resource. You have basically 3 ore to 2 scrap, and if you don't have super duper equipped, you're going to end up with quite a low yield on this. If you've got it equipped though, you can average around 170 scrap after running both the locations. Either way, you're not using as much aluminium as you would other materials, so you know it's not as important, but at the same time it's, you know, scary how the numbers differ. Now the last method is sadly a generalisation of sorts, and that involves robots. Personally, I like the Watoga area or Sugar Hills. There's also White Spring Resort. There's a lot more in game that you can think of. Any area with robots is going to get you some aluminium in terms of killing stuff, and you know, they drop other handy resources and scrappable items. You can get steel, lead, all that sort of thing. So overall, robots are generally quite easy to deal with and provide some resources in other kind of situations. I personally prefer to go to Watoga because it spawns quite a lot of Protectrons, which have a higher chance of dropping aluminium, and there's also Assaultrons that spawn quite regularly. So there is that as well, and there is also the fact that there's quite a lot of the missions for the Enclave there, so that gives you a potential chance of getting your scout masks. So yeah, Watoga is a good area to go to for this. Overall, there's not a huge amount of sneaky ways to get this resource, you just kind of have to grind it out. So it is what it is, and yeah, you're either going to be repeatedly going to these mines several times a day, or you're going to have to just beat the crap out of a lot of robots. Now, there's a little bonus tip here. The Red Rocket Workshop. It is an area near the top of the map, and once you've cleared out all the robots and claim the workshop, you will be able to drop down free mineral extractors on free aluminium nodes. And yeah, you're going to get a yield of around 14 of these before they're full, and if you empty it out every so often, you know, it's a decent way to get it, especially with a private world, and you can pretty much just AFK it if you're cleaning the house or whatnot. I didn't really think this counted as a method, because quite frankly it's really lazy, and I've already covered mineral extractors in one of my other videos. So that was today's video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Now, if you enjoyed today's video, please don't forget to leave a like, a comment. If you have any suggestions for places to farm this resource would be great. I heavily recommend sharing information. And for more videos like this in the future, don't forget to subscribe. I know it's a slightly shorter video today. This resource really isn't... I can't really, pan it out anymore. There's nothing complicated about it. There's only a couple of places where you can get it in decent amounts, and even then it still requires grinding, so you're going to find yourself going back to those mine areas a lot more often than you are farming all the robots, unless you're doing that normally for some other reason. Anywho, thanks again for watching, and we'll catch you next time.